Okay, pan the audience. Not so fast. Slow down. You want? There you go. Not so much there.
Oh.
Give him a hit.
Okay.
Okay. Here's one card, and here's my other. Alright. Have you guys ever looked up at the night sky, looked at the objects out there, and wondered what exactly they were? Yes, we know they're stars, but those stars are also our planets that we, from our solar system. A lot of times they'll tell us on the news or on the radio that one of them happens to be passing through our sky that night, or you can see it for the next week or so. Have you ever wondered exactly which object that is? Well, I took an astronomy class not too long ago and found out that there's really not a lot of tools out there that you need to actually view the night sky and figure out what the objects are. Over the next couple of minutes, we're going to talk to you about sky maps and a couple of different optics to use, like binoculars and a telescope, to view those objects. So the first tool in using those is what's called the sky map. Each month in Astronomy Magazine and also in Sky and Telescope Magazine, they have these sky maps. They work in both the same way. These ones call, Astronomy Magazine calls theirs Stardome, Sky Map calls theirs Sky at a Glance. Pretty much all you do is, right now I'm facing south, so as you're looking up at the night sky, you find your markers on the edge here, find the S for south, point that in the south direction, and my sky map's already oriented. All I have to do is start matching the objects that are in the sky that month to what's out, what I can see up in the sky. It also shows the phases of the moon and any special events that are going to happen that month in our skies. The next one, and one of my favorite ones to use, is excuse me. One of my favorite ones to use is an electronic app that I've downloaded to my iPhone that is called a Mobius Sky Map. All you do is point it to the sky and it'll show you what objects are out there. You can also, as maybe there's a particular object you want to track that's coming up over the horizon, you can point it towards the horizon and track it right as it's starting to come up over the horizon. A lot of times you can get a better view of stuff like that than as it starts getting up into the sky and mixed in with all the other stuff up there, especially depending on where the moon's at that night. So this is a pretty fun app to use, and again, I downloaded it for free. It does have the ads down here, but I've never really had any problems with those. So after we have our apps or our sky map and we know what exactly it is we're looking at, next we're going to talk about some optics. First one we're going to talk about is binoculars. Relatively easy to use, easy to transport, fairly inexpensive. Most people probably already have a pair of these at home. If not, on Amazon they cost $50 to $75 for a fairly decent pair. They are rated by different magnifications. Even if you happen to have a smaller magnification at home, you can still view stuff like the four moons of Jupiter with the smaller magnification binoculars. When using binoculars and any optics, you want to try to stabilize yourself, because as we're viewing distant objects, it'll start to bounce and be fuzzy as you're looking at it. So a couple ways to do that: you can just support your elbows on a tabletop or on a fence post. The one I like to use is to use like a lawn chair, lean back in the lawn chair, and support my arms on the arms of the lawn chair, and just look at whatever it is you're wanting to look at in the night sky from there. The last thing we're going to talk about is the telescope. Telescopes are obviously a little bit bigger. They cost a little bit more. They can range all the way up to thousands of dollars, or even a couple $100 like this one. Again, there's three kinds of telescopes. You have refractors, which are similar to binoculars and cameras, where the light enters one end and you view the what you're seeing in the image that the telescope is gathering off the other end through an eyepiece. This one is a refractor. It has a mirror in this end. This is actually the front of it. Light comes in, the mirror bounces it back up to another secondary mirror, and through this eyepiece is where you view the image. The parts to this are pretty basic. You have the tripod. Again, you want it to be stable so it doesn't bounce around. You have the tube here that all the accessories bolt onto, like the tripod bolts on here. It houses the mirror, the primary mirror here, the secondary mirror. You've got a finder scope here, so you can dial into what it is you want to look at prior to looking into the eyepiece. And here you have the eyepiece where you can put these different eyepieces in and focus the image up and down to bring the image into focus as you look into it. So as we talked about, you don't need a lot of tools to view what's going on in the night sky. You need some type of a sky map, whether it be on an iPhone or whether it be from a magazine, and then some type of optics if you don't want to view the night sky with your naked eye, some type of optics to view it. We talked about binoculars, which are cheap and inexpensive and easy to use, and we talked about the telescope, which does cost a little bit more, but you can see more of what's out there. Thank you all for coming, and I appreciate your time.